A small town in Idaho. Two children suddenly vanish. And at the center of it all is a mother many people once believed was perfect. When J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan disappeared, no one could have imagined the case would lead to one of the most haunting trials in modern American history. Apocalyptic beliefs, layers of deception, mysterious phone calls, and a world where the line between faith and extremism slowly began to disappear. In tonight's episode, Real Criminal Story takes you deep into the Vallow Daybell case, a story disturbing not only because of what happened, but because of how normal everything once appeared. This video is not intended to glorify violence or make extreme conclusions. The content is presented in a documentary storytelling style, focused on psychology, behavior, and the timeline of events based on publicly available court testimony and investigative records. Put on your headphones, dim the lights, and prepare to enter one of the most haunting stories America has ever witnessed. Sometimes, the stories that haunt an entire country don't begin with screams. They begin with silence. A cold morning in Rexburg, Idaho. Wind moving across empty fields behind a quiet home. Investigators slowly walking through the backyard. No one speaking much. Only the sound of dirt being turned over, one shovel at a time. Then someone stops. The atmosphere changes. And in that moment, everyone begins to realize this is no longer a missing children investigation. It is the beginning of something far darker. But what makes this case different is not only what was eventually discovered. It is the question people still struggle to answer even today. What was really happening inside the world of Vallow Daybell? Imagine living in a small town where everyone knows everyone. A place so quiet it rarely appears in national headlines. Then suddenly, the town's name is everywhere. J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan have not been seen in weeks. At first, no one assumes the worst. Family members believe the children may be staying with relatives. Friends think it could simply be a complicated family situation. But as time passes, the explanations begin to stop making sense. And what confuses people most is Lori's reaction. While JJ's grandparents desperately try to contact him, while investigators begin asking questions, Lori is in Hawaii with her new husband, Chad Daybell. Photos of the couple on the beach quickly spread across American media. Smiles, dancing, moments that look like the beginning of a new life together. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, two children are nowhere to be found. And that is when the public begins asking, how could everything become so strange? According to testimony presented during the trial, Lori and Chad became increasingly consumed by extreme end times beliefs. Multiple witnesses described the couple believing in concepts of light and darkness within people, believing certain individuals had become spiritually changed. And over time, those beliefs allegedly began shaping the way they viewed the people around them. What makes it even more disturbing is that several names mentioned in those conversations would later become directly connected to the case. Lori's former husband, Chad's wife, and eventually, the two children, JJ and Tylee. But this is the part investigators found truly unsettling. Because from the outside, everything still looked normal. No chaotic crime scene, no signs resembling the cases people usually see in movies. Only changing explanations. One person is told Tylee is attending college. Another hears JJ is staying with relatives. A different story for everyone. And then investigators notice one small but difficult detail. No one can remember the last time Lori appeared to genuinely search for her children. No missing child campaign, no emotional public pleas, no visible signs of panic people often expect from a parent whose children are gone. Instead, there are plans for a new life. Trips, emails about homes in Hawaii, and conversations growing increasingly difficult to understand. Inside the Idaho courtroom, witnesses describe Lori and Chad speaking about evil spirits capable of taking over people. It sounds almost fictional. But what makes the courtroom atmosphere so heavy is that these beliefs are repeatedly mentioned right before a series of tragedies unfold. As more phone data, emails, and text messages are introduced, the picture becomes increasingly complex. Prosecutors suggest the motive may involve multiple factors: extreme beliefs, personal relationships, and financial issues. Meanwhile, the defense continues emphasizing that Lori did not directly carry out the acts described by prosecutors. And that is what makes this trial so unusual. It is not only a debate about evidence, it is a debate about human psychology, about how deeply belief systems can shape perception, about how ideas that seem irrational can still influence real-world decisions. Then eventually, the investigation leads detectives to the property behind Chad Daybell's home, a place so quiet, it feels unsettling. When evidence is discovered there, hope that JJ and Tylee are still alive nearly disappears. The atmosphere in the courtroom that day is described as unbearably heavy. Even people who had followed the case from the beginning say they could never forget that feeling. But perhaps the most haunting moment of the entire trial comes from a phone call. Lori's oldest son, Colby Ryan, calls his mother after the truth begins to emerge. His voice filled with pain, anger, confusion, trying desperately to understand what happened to his family, while Lori continues insisting the public does not know the full truth. The moment leaves the courtroom completely silent, because the conversation does not sound like a normal argument. It sounds like two people speaking from entirely different realities. One side searching for answers, the other seemingly still trapped inside a belief system of its own. And maybe that is what continues haunting the American public even now. Not only what happened, but the realization that the line between normality and extremism may be thinner than most people imagine. From the outside, everything once looked like a normal family, a normal town, normal people, until the truth slowly began revealing itself layer by layer. Even today, many questions remain unanswered. What was real? What existed only inside the minds of those involved? How many secrets were never revealed? And will the full truth ever truly be known? In Idaho, life continues. The roads remain quiet. The wind still moves across the property behind that house. But for many people who followed this case, it feels as though something still lingers there. An emptiness, a silence, a story that becomes more unsettling the deeper you look into it. If you want Real Criminal Story to continue bringing you mysterious criminal cases, haunting courtroom stories, and true crime documentaries told in a cinematic style, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. In your opinion, what is the most disturbing part of this case? The extreme beliefs? The unanswered questions? Or the fact that everything once seemed completely normal? Thank you for spending tonight with Real Criminal Story. And remember, sometimes the most terrifying stories are not found in movies. They happened in real life.